Hey y'all, today I'm going to be talking about That 70s Show, specifically one of my favorite kind of friendships in the show that I've never really seen anyone talk about, mainly because no one really talks about this show anymore because it ended 15 years ago. So why am I talking about it now? Because I've been sad and I've been looking for sitcoms to watch to drown out my pain. I'm gonna be talking about Hyde and Leo and just why they're the cutest friendship to me. There's only 3 points that I'm gonna be talking about, literally just that's how that there. It's nothing. But I wanted to talk about it because I think it's cute. And there's not much to talk about because it's a classic 90s to early 2000s sitcom, and most sitcoms don't really have much depth to them. It's mainly just comedy, which I completely understand. That's the whole point of a comedy, to not be too serious. But I want to talk about 3 points that just make it so adorable in their friendship. Not even that, but they're kind of like father and son. I'll explain more in my points. The first point I want to talk about is when Leo discovers that he has an El Camino in his garage, because him and Hyde and Kelso and I think the rest of the boys are helping Leo clean out his garage, and then they notice he has a whole ass car in there. Originally he sells it to Kelso, but then decides later on that he can't sell it to Kelso because that car was meant to be a gift for his son, but he never got to give it to his son because his wife just left him and took the kid with her. So instead he gives the car to Hyde for free because they have a really cute father-son kind of bond, because Hyde doesn't really have a relationship with his dad, not until season 7 when, spoiler alert, he discovers who his dad actually is. And Leo doesn't really have a relationship with his son, so they're both just filling holes in each other's lives, and I think that's really sweet. Leo also calls Hyde the son he never had in this scenario, which is kind of meant to be a joke because Leo does have a son, but I think it's deeper than that because Leo doesn't really have a relationship with his son, and he probably doesn't feel as though he actually has a son because of how non-existent their relationship is. So Hyde is kind of that surrogate son to him. Also, I kind of just remembered this, but when at the photo hut where Hyde and Leo work, Leo's the boss, they're playing a game, they're playing the game Life, and I just realized I left my window open. Hopefully it's not too loud. Anyway, they're playing the game of Life, and that's when they realize that Hyde doesn't really have a dad, Leo doesn't have really have a son, and then Leo says, "Hey, do you want to be my father?" I just thought that was really cute. Lastly, when Leo comes back to Point Place, he hasn't been in Point Place for a while. And that's due to the actor not being on the show for 3 years because he did 9 months in jail for selling bongs, which is the most method actor shit I've ever heard. But also he's the Chong in Cheech and Chong, so do we really expect any less of him? Anyway, so Leo comes back to Point Place, and at first he runs into Eric, doesn't recognize Eric. He then runs into Kelso, doesn't recognize Kelso, and then he ends up in Foreman's basement and he sees Hyde, and because Leo is a stoner, he doesn't really remember much of anything, but it takes him a while, but eventually goes, "Hey, you're Hyde!" And then they hug, and it's just so cute. They're so cute. Especially since Hyde doesn't like hugging people and doesn't like it when people hug him, but with Leo it's different because of their mentorship, and I think that's really adorable. Anyway, I know this was really short, but hopefully my points got across that I think Hyde and Leo are the most iconic kind of friendship mentorship in the show. there could also be a case to say with like Kitty and Donna, how like they kind of have like a mother's like daughter type bond, and like even like Hyde and Red, and there could be like whole other instances that I can't really think of at the moment. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Look after yourselves, look after each other, stay safe, and have an amazing day. Bye.